behind the laptop over here will tell you that we have a huddle every Monday, like my ops team at ZF, and we go around and just say what we've been up to and what if we need anything from anybody for the next week. And I love John's updates more than anybody because he comes through with the most random stuff all the time, and it's always like, one Monday he'll be like, I've been working on this thing, it's not really working. So then I did this other thing, it's not really working. I'm gonna try this thing this week, and then the next Monday he's like, I totally fixed that thing I was working on, and it's just like he's so tenacious in this quiet, like kind of just very very like consistent way. Like I can just picture him hacking away, and then like he gets it, shares it with everybody else. Then on to the next thing. It fascinates me because again, I don't have that kind of patience. It's not my thing, but I just love hearing the process because I honestly I find it super inspiring, and I can see how I can kind of the work I do, which isn't very creative for the most part. It's not, again, it's not the most exciting parts of ZF's work or any organization's work, but the work I do enables creative people and engineers and everybody else to do their work. That way they don't have to worry about it. They're getting paid, they're getting the resources they need. And that makes me happy. And that's, you had asked before about what my role is for Zcon. I guess I'm responsible for all this ultimately. If it succeeds, the whole team gets to take credit for it, which is fantastic, and everybody deserves it. And if it was to fail, I probably would fall on that sword and take all the credit for that. But there's no way it would fail because everybody puts so much work into this. Like anybody who's ever put on an event, any event, a wedding or a birthday party, I mean, like whatever it is, there's a stress involved in that. I don't actually feel any stress putting on Zcon because I love working through it with my team. Because everybody's so passionate about doing better than last time. And I have to tell you, like anybody that was in Vegas, like we were really, really proud of Vegas. Now looking back after what we're doing here, I'm still proud of it, but like I'm more proud of this. And then next time we do it, we'll be, more proud of that. And I think that's like, I don't know, it's fun and it's cool. And I think we're really fortunate we get to do this work that we get to do something we're passionate about, but also use our very unique skill sets. Danica, who's on our team, has a very unique skill set that doesn't include creative things until she goes and does a creative thing. And then she's like, hey, wait, I'm good at this too. Or Dan, who's amazing at AV stuff and community building. He's had to learn other skills on our team, and he's crushing it on that. And so, like, I don't know, I feel very fortunate I get to work with the people I get to work with and support the people I get to support, including you and the AV Club crew. It's really neat. And I think if more people felt the way we all do about like getting satisfaction out of supporting other people, I think that's actually a really huge part of the AV Club. You get satisfaction in learning new things, solving problems, but there's no question you get satisfaction out of seeing other people succeeding, that you got to help them, to help them get there. And I think that's like lost in a lot of situations, unfortunately, especially like corporate situations for sure.
Yeah.
And we're trying to do something, that we really believe in, like seeing Zcash spread and evolve and just get better and more impactful.
Yeah, I think that's really important. This idea of supporting each other and the reward that we get from that. Me personally, the reward that I get when one of the people who I collaborate with in the ZFAV Club gets really enthusiastic about something, and like Vrabma is a great example who I keep mentioning.
I know his name keeps coming up, even in our meetings. His name has come up so often lately.
Yeah,
he's crushing it.
He is, and he was watching our meetups and our meetings, and we were talking about the automatic translation, the live translation stuff, and for him it was just it inspired him to go on and to do what he's doing today and what he's doing this whole week. And another example is Ender, who came into the ZFAV Club Discord and was like, hey, how can I help? This is the type of stuff I'm into. Brand happens to be one of his specialties. And so he made sure that the ZFAV brand was on point before Zcon4.
Yeah.
And this was a project that I'm not experienced with brand work, and I don't necessarily have time to do it. Like the brand work that was done for ZFAV at the beginning of the year, of basically the logo, some color choices and things, and then some mid-journey pictures. That was kind of all that I had time to do, and
which were really cool, by the way. I mean, but it's evolving.
it is.
Without
It's
question.
evolving, and it's evolving out of my control, which I absolutely love. It's evolving to be this inclusive community of people who are designing the AV club by participating, by playing with us, essentially.
That's super cool. One thing I should mention too is that Dodger on a panel today mentioned we're going to be relaunching or launching the next cohort of the ZF minor grants, which I think are up to 25,000 is what we did last time, with a pot of 75,000 total. And so it would be awesome. I think the next evolution, or the next like success step, would be to get somebody's from the AV club background who've come through AV club to get one of those minor grants. Would be really cool. And then they can kind of pay it forward to the next group. And I mean, that really is the point of doing this. And that's the other thing too, like to see synergy between Zcon, ZFAV club, ZF minor grants. Like, isn't this what we're supposed to be doing here? And seeing everybody posting on the forum and Discord and elsewhere, and like being super stoked about sharing, Zcash and Español and all the different things that are being shared. It's everywhere. And it's been a short 6 months.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, I'm unsurprised at the success. Like, I truly am. Your passion for this stuff and your vision was clear. I mean, we said yes pretty damn quick.
Yeah.
Because it was easy. It was an easy.
It was
thing to say
almost
yes
too
to.
quick. I'm like, there's a no coming somewhere down the line, and it was just
I don't like saying no. Like, if there's a chance to say yes, I'm gonna say yes. And this was you're making my yes seem easy and smart. So I appreciate that as well.
Yeah. And really that point that you made about giving people opportunities to move into the Zcash ecosystem through the Zec economy and apply for minor grants with projects that they've built, that they've started, or projects they've been inspired by within the ZFAV club. Be able to move into minor grants, be able to move into the major grants, and who knows what else. Like, there's job opportunities abound, and Free to Z with the crowdfunding model that they have. I think all of this, like, I want the AV club to be a part of that ecosystem, not even necessarily a springboard of it, because we are doing a lot of work with the Zcash grantees. And in fact, one of the first grantees that we had a collaboration with was Zcast, who received a Zcash minor grant, the Zcash Foundation minor grant. And they started producing their podcast in Spanish, and we were working on human languages, and podcasting is fully AV. And I'm like, this needs to be highlighted. I want to talk to these folks. And now they're here. We actually started this live stream in Spanish for the first like 20 or 30 minutes. And they were talking, and then I came on and we started talking a bit more and had this multilingual conversation going on. And I think like it's been really awesome to be able to embrace that part of the community. And now I'm looking forward to turning it back around and being able to support those the individuals, the groups that are coming through ZFAV that we're working with, and their ideas, and being able to get funding for their ideas.
No, yeah, for sure. One really cool thing about my job is I get to see the whole ecosystem at like 30,000 feet, because I have my fingers in all sorts of different things because of my role. And so like today, listening to Ian's talk, which I highly suggest everybody check out, talking about like how to bring more people into the ecosystem, how to decentralize through all these smaller players that could turn into bigger players, is like the perfect connection to what you guys are working on, and ZF minor grants and all the other things we're talking about. So like the coolest thing about Zcon, and if you're able to attend, or at least at the very least able to attend online, but to be able to be here in person and make connections between these things. And it's not just like hypothetical. It's like you can listen to talk, think about it, and then be like, oh, this is how I fit in. Like, this is how I can become a part of this. Like, that's the point. And I feel like I actually was talking to somebody outside a few minutes ago, and they were comparing Zcon to they go to 15 conferences a year, crypto conferences. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, business is paying for that, obviously.
Mhm.
Not a cheap thing. And I asked him to rate here, and he rated it an A plus. And I was like, yeah, right, you give everything an A plus. And he said, there's no sponsorship here, which is true. There's no vendors presenting or anything, which is true. It's just passionate people. And like Jack said this morning, we've to this year especially, we've done our best with a lot of Dan's influence. To be totally fair, give Dan a little credit over here. That we were representing as many different groups and individuals in the ecosystem as possible. So it almost makes like a panel like we had this afternoon stand out even a little bit more because it was so kind of undiverse. Where so many other of our panels today or presenters were from every corner of the Zcash ecosystem, and that like how could you have a crypto project and not have that? Yeah, a successful crypto project and not have that. So, and then we're just getting started.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like it still feels like this portion of Zcash is just getting started.
Yeah.
And that's pretty exciting. I think it's the most exciting part of the ecosystem. I mean, it's just actually a dumb thing to say. It's obviously the most exciting part of the ecosystem. If nothing else, because of the passion that everybody brings. And you know, you all, everybody. I know people can't see who I'm looking at over here, but the people in this room all are taking their personal time, and they can be doing anything with that time, and they choose to spend it with you and each other, and you know, building this thing, which is super cool. So like, congrats to everybody. Like it is inspiring, and not just to me. We talk about this, you know, on a fairly regular basis at ZF. It is inspiring to see, and I think it super stoked on Zcash Brazil. You know, like getting Zcash voices, Zcash voices, and we really want to do another one. Hopefully, our treasury allows for that in the next year. My dream is to do one on the African continent, possibly Nigeria, possibly elsewhere, and really get a new kind of flavor and vibe into what we're all doing here and get an influence, and not just in a way that's like, hey, we did it. Hey, we did something in Africa, or hey, we did something in Brazil. Like, you know, hey, this is the start. It's not just like planting a flag. It's like starting to build the foundation or build on the foundation that's already started to be built, and really build something up. Is I don't know. Zcash Brazil's made it look easy, which I know it's not easy. I can't imagine how much work has gone into it. But from the outside perspective, it's just like caught fire and just exploded. And that's like, don't get me wrong. I know how much hard work. I don't know how much hard work. I can only imagine how much hard work goes into it. But it's amazing how easy it's looked because the community is just like so together and bonded and like passionate. I mean,
Yeah.
just super passionate.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I would like if we could get some Zcash Brazil folks up here,
Yeah.
and maybe you just take the stream over and start speaking Portuguese about what
Let's
we're up
go.
to at Zcon, and speak to the Zcash Brazil audience who couldn't make it.
Somebody come take my pen mic.
Wait, I have a couple more questions for you while you're here, while they decide if
I'm
they're
not
going to
going
come up. And so, hobbies to distract you from Zcash.
Yeah, I cook a lot. I do a lot of cooking, which my family appreciates. A lot of music. I'm super into going to concerts, and I live in an area where there's lots of great shows, and we spend a huge amount of time outside, getting to explore all the neighborhoods in our city, and then to come somewhere like Barcelona and get to like translate that to wandering around these areas, and like, you know, we've walked down more back alleys and gotten funny looks like, hey, how did we discover this restaurant, or like that. It's just so much fun to experience other cultures in a way that for a brief second you feel like this is my neighborhood, like this is my local bar, this is my, you know, like this I feel so comfortable being here. It's just like, it's awesome, it's so much fun. So yeah, it's
That's really cool.
it's just to go do something new and do something like inspiring, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. That's really good. That's
Yeah.
that's a good way to break out and not burn out.
Yeah, all pretty much all surrounding food. I mean,
Yeah.
food is the common denominator between
Food
all these
is,
things.
yeah. I was talking to Aditya here earlier, and he also cooks, and his hobby. Well, his hobbies were cooking and running marathons, and I was like, oh, it's health and getting away from the screen. And
I just
I think
learned
that's
that about
great.
Adi, and I got to tell you, like, I have a huge amount of respect for artists and marathon runners. I can't imagine what it takes to run a marathon.
Mhm.
Like, that is so far from anything I would.
I never would have
attempt to
even
do.
considered it.
No, yeah, it's like not even. I wouldn't either. I would for a second and then be like, no, what am I doing? I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So I did a 5K once. Yeah, and I still remember how much it hurt. So I don't
It'll
forget
keep
how
you
long
from
a
going back.
marathon is. 20 whatever miles. Yeah, that sounds rough. I'm gonna have to
Alright.
talk to Adi about that. Maybe he'll inspire me to give it a shot.
Yeah, or at least to like go for a jog.
Yeah, or walk fast.
Walk
maybe
fast.
a fast walk.
Let's start there on the beach.
Let's not
I'll
be
take a-
too crazy here.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
thanks, man.
Thank you, Alex. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it. And thanks for the amazing event and all the work that you're doing here. And thanks again for your support and the Zcash Foundation Audiovisual Club.
Of course, man. Just getting started.
Yeah,
Cool.
totally. So let's switch languages once again here.
Please.
¿Sí?
Okay.
Yeah, you can. Excellent.
Cool. Microphone for you.
Thank you.
Microphone for you.
Okay. There we go.
Ya no. Se te cae. Ok. Quietinho. Oi? Ah,
We can do it in English if you want. Yeah, I think you can.
I want to do this. I was hoping that. So I was hoping that you could all. First of all, welcome. Hi. It's nice to see all of you. So I was hoping that we have a core part of Zcash Brazil. Michael, you started the whole thing as the Brazil Zcash ambassador.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, and so I was hoping that you could explain to the Zcash Brazil community who couldn't be here what it's like to be at Zcon, and what is your experience so far here?
From Strat, and yeah, and I started alone. I just come to like a BitConf event in São Paulo, and then where I meet Vito and Mini Yogi, and I start to think about like investing in people to bring more people together to build the community. So I think it's worth it. That's why we here, and thanks to ZF for the confidence, for the trust, because and people is like everything for any community. So that's you keep like stronger and incentivized to keep going, you know. So yeah, that's amazing to be here, like a dream. It's first time visiting Europe, thanks to Zcash. Zcash like vision is like empowering people, so that's true. I'm here, I can tell you, you know, it's like we have like I said before, when Zcash started at Sermon, it's about 6 people. So only in Brazil, you have 6 people working directly, paying in Zcash. So that's amazing, you know. So I think the founders and Zcash Foundation grants and ECC needs to be proud of the journey. Yeah, I think it's
I think that's great, and like it was your passion that drove you to grow it bigger, and then the when you saw the other people coming in and their passion for it, then it drove you to do more, and starting as an ambassador and then growing into a grant. And so let's talk about the grant, the Zcash Brazil grant.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about like how that process was for you? Tell us your
Yes.
story.
when I started as ambassador of Zcash from ZF. I don't get the money. I just share all the budget with the team that is today. So we started like March or April 2022 last year. So we apply for the grants, the proposal for spend Zcash in Brazil like in December. and then we got the proposal approved. So first of apply, we like invest in the community to build the community. Like we did a great job, like designer team, Peter as community manager as well, or Samara, it's PR, helped me a lot with my English, but it's getting better. Yeah, so it's a challenge for me, but I think I'm doing my best for.
You're doing great.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thank
And here
you.
you are on a live stream. And I gave you the opportunity to speak
Yeah, sure.
Portuguese and you
Yeah,
didn't even take it. So
yeah.
I think
That's my
that's really
yeah.
amazing.
Great.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm also like I live in Germany, and so like I spend a lot of my time trying to speak a language that isn't my first language, and so I can understand how difficult that is, and
Yeah.
yeah, I can appreciate it, and thank you for being here and for
Yeah,
for
sure.
for um everything that you're doing really with Zcash Brazil. It's hard for me to pick out one thing that you've done because it's all amazing to me, with building the community from that humble start of the Zcash ambassador position, and and using those funds to help to grow the community and to support the community.
Yes.
And it's like Alex and I were talking about this feeling of supporting each other and helping each other be or have a feeling of that they're a part of it, that they're a part of something that they're passionate about. And you've really done a great job of that. And so the Zcash Brazil grant was $50,000. Is that correct?
It's a $46. 40,000. Yeah.
46,000.
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
And you're
For
splitting that between six
six
people?
people. Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, you create like mainly stuff and bring some keys contributor to the community, like James that got some minor grants from ZF to build like the boot for Shield and Zcash in on the Discord.
Oh, right. Yeah. The
So
Discord Shield
yeah,
Zcash
yes.
transactions. Yeah.
So that's a great for micro transactions.
Mm-hmm.
And today he sent to us. I think you tested too the Zcash faucets.
Mm-hmm.
So
I used
yeah,
it.
it's another product.
Mhm.
So this is like fruits that you.
Yes.
So that's my vision when I started in Zcash. I am skin the game, so I'm holder of Zcash,
Mm-hmm.
and then I love privacy. So this is a passion. This is a purpose to be part of the revolution,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't get lost this
Mhm.
curve, you know.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm help people. That's why I'm helping, like for example, privacy map guy.
Mhm.
The channel is the same purpose, so the same vision for education people. That's the I think some keys from Zcash Brazil.
Mhm. Yeah, very cool. So Samara, you're part of this team that he's built, that he's working with. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do with Zcash Brazil, what you've been working on?
So mainly I started as a translator, helping hand, and then I said, okay, I need to be something more deeper than that. And I started to planning and organizing some events like online and meetups. So from the Zcon voices, I was presenting. Was my first time in the stage, and I was